Welcome. It's Sue Gaskell Barlow, Self Awareness Life Coach, and I'm delighted to spend a few moments with you and hoping you are well and all is well in your world, the reality that you call your world. And it's surprising that we all think we live in the same reality. Well, we certainly are all here on earth, on this earth plane, spirit in a physical body, this body that houses the soul, the essence of who we are. That's my understanding and my belief. We're here to learn lessons. And yet we live in our own personal reality. It's called our personality, our programming, the way we perceive the world, where we think things are right or wrong, good or bad, and we make judgments and decisions from that place. And quite often we don't have a very good sense of who we are, those experiences that we've shared that make up our life story. Those can either be terrifying or realistic, they can be huge learning curves, or they can teach us to talk to ourselves in a way that's really, really harmful. The chatterbox, that's the name I give to the noise in my head, the roundabout, the mindset, the ego, the programming that is always going to be with us. Once you know that that's not who you are, once you can watch and observe that story, a bit like watching a story at the cinema, it's like you can sit back and relax a little bit because that story is not telling you the truth or me. Sometimes we think we're so much better than who we think we are. Sometimes we have such a low self-esteem, it devastates us. Sometimes we're riddled with guilt, irrational fears, and we feel inferior, inadequate. These are just some of the ways that we can be programmed from our early childhood, and it's then called automatic pilot, whereby we live our lives believing that that story is who we are, never knowing that we could change it. I'm delighted to share time with you. If you connect with me, if you want to understand things that aren't working for you, as we all do on this journey of life, we can either look to blame and look outside of ourselves for other people and other things to blame, or for other things to make us happy, or we can say, nah, enough now. I need to be curious enough to find out what makes me happy, what makes me sad. Are my feelings telling me the truth? Am I thinking things that are rational, irrational? Am I taking things personally when in actual fact it isn't meant personal? And so the story goes on and the journey. I've come a long, long way in my journey, and now I realise so much. And I've grieved the loss of so many hopes and dreams and so many things that, you know, we can go into the if only, and if only I'd have known then what I know now. And then you have to remind yourself, well, you did the very best you could with what you had. And now we have to start living from this place of common sense, reality. Reality means, you know, we're not here for very long and the time just goes so quickly. Then the body starts breaking down. We lose people that meant the world to us, and we have to then realise that we've got to become our own best friend. We've got to start talking nice to ourselves. We have to reprogram things that aren't working for us. And it's my pleasure, if you want to share and connect with me, for me to go on this journey with you. All you have to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel, and that is what you're listening to me on now. Sue's University of Life. Sue Gaskell, you'll find me. And if you're willing to find me and you're willing to then connect and and do whatever you have to do. If you haven't already got an account, it costs nothing except your time. And if you don't know how to do it, then if it matters enough, ask someone to show you how to do that. I have a Facebook page as well, and I know for sure that social media and all of the wonderful gifts that they give us, we take so much for granted because, you know, it's a huge, huge world out there and so much is given to us that I think sometimes we get very impatient and start assuming things instead of being grateful and appreciate. And I appreciate social media. And when things start going a bit out of control and I become frustrated, I remind myself that that's another lesson to learn, to accept, and to remember that there is a solution. Stay realistic. There is a solution. Don't go down the path of fear and anxiety and thinking, oh, I should do this, using those words that are a bit like a broom that you beat yourself up with, you know, or a stick. You know, if you should know how to do it, you would do it. So if you don't, then have the courage to be vulnerable and own the fact that you don't know how to do something, and seek help. And seek help and ask for the help you need, and be honest and say where you're up to, and that goes for anything in life. And this is a lesson I'm learning more and more at the moment as I readjust in areas of my life and have to again accept limitations, accept strengths and weaknesses. And as we realise, we let go of some relationships which aren't healthy to us, letting them go with love, because some people just haven't got your best interests at heart. Now, there's nothing you can do about that. There's everything you can do about how you perceive yourself and how you look after you. And I've momentarily stopped doing that, and it becomes very scary. It becomes very sad, and I've watched myself fall down into the temporary place of feeling a bit low, stressed and depressed, and that's not a place I want to go and stay for very long, because I've been in the dark hole for many years when I thought there was never going to be any other way other than living the way I did. And it's not like that now. Sometimes I fall into it briefly, and then I have to remind myself it's okay, this is just seasonal, it's allowed for a little while, and then I have to learn to motivate myself, pick myself up. I know this old familiar story. I know that nobody's going to do it for me, and nobody can do it for you. However, there are people that can listen and motivate. All you have to do is leave a comment to any live that you see, and from my part, leave a comment and I will respond. Moving to Music is one of the lives I do, and that's to inspire people to get up and use this body, even if you're limited in a way you weren't when you were younger, or something's happened in health, then use Moving to Music. Use that as a platform. Get up, start doing something, and even if you're wheelchair bound, then you can still exercise, you can still do something, you can join in, you can talk to yourself, you can mentally stimulate by being part of the world and saying, okay, what do I need to do to move forward? And so the talk show is for an hour. I talk about many topics, and it's usually from what people ask me to talk about, because that's the greatest thing of all. If not, there's always something that I've got ready to show and share. And if you're ready to grow and know, then I am delighted to be there to support you, not to hold you up, to support you, to help you to learn to look after yourself and become your own best friend. And the rocking chair is 15 minutes of, at the very most, of a reflection of something that's happened during the day that's made me think. I bring that to you in the hopes that it'll make you think. And that's what we need. We need to keep mentally alert. We need to emotionally be in control and aware. And we need to be able to bring all this together and stay real. Tough task. Nobody says life was easy. However, it's how we deal with life. That's the thing. Get better. Don't be bitter. What a difference an eye makes. And when I just talk as myself, it can be about any topic. I'm hoping to introduce meditation, spirituality soon as one of my talking points. And definitely I shall be talking about Sureway, healthy eating, and that's a successful business that I have my own eating plan. It's on the website for anybody to purchase. And I do little menus from that and talks and motivate. And as a successful slimming group leader of decades, then I can motivate and help you to look at why you eat when you're not hungry. Why do you say yes when you want to say no? And so being our own best friend, that means putting ourselves as priority. Because if you don't look after you, then you certainly are not going to be able to look after other people in a healthy way. It'll always be because you need something. And when you need somebody or need something and you become needy, those relationships are not the healthiest. By all means, when you are loving and loving unconditionally, then out of that becomes a desire to be interdependent. And out of that love, to want to share with people, that person, always maintaining and remember that ultimately you have to be your own best friend. And I'm inspired to just read, I've done lots of writing. I'm inspired to read a poem that I wrote many, many years ago. I have no idea, 20 at least. And I'm just going to read it from the book, my book of words and sayings that I've done over the years. And that's something else I'm going to be doing. I've got short stories I'll share with you, so I might even be reading short stories very soon. And this is what I'd like you to think about. I want you to seriously think about, are you your own best friend? Are you there for you, 100% unconditional love, and able to acknowledge when you have to change and learning how to move through life from a place of love? My friend. I need my friend. She knows how I feel, and she never criticises me. She is always there and supports me. This friend respects how I feel and values my opinion. Our love for each other is unconditional. She always tells me the truth, even if the truth may hurt me. She is genuine, honest, and open, a person I know I can trust. Together we share our hopes and fears. Together we reveal our hopes and our dreams. We can relax with each other and just be. My friend encourages me to succeed. My friend encourages me. She knows that no matter what I say or do, it is always in her own best interest. My friend actually wants me to be happy. My friend knows of true love. Oh, how I wish I could be that same best friend to myself and be me. Sue Gaskell, Sue's University of Life, saying remember you matter, and bye for now. Thanks for joining me.